So very frequently, I feel like season 4 is referred to like when the show went downhill by a lot of people. I actually make the argument that season 4 is good and better than some of the previous installments.
There's one episode that I think is like the halfway point. Mario loses his memory. That's in my top 3 actually. I remember that I put that in my top 10. I think that was in number 3. And it's a good show. It's like a what if episode. I love it. I can't wait to get to that.
Princess Toadstool is a pain, and I just might go insane, 'cause Bowser is to blame, and she's in another castle now.
We're here this time.
I like that walk.
No, Mario, it is you who will be hurt by the awesome power of my thoughts.
Yeah, there's one of the problems with this season. At this point, I feel like Wario is just kind of mad. I think we said that before, but you know, I'm fine with it. He's not really, his character arc's over. He's just kind of there for comic relief.
Which is a shame. I mean, I feel I can't come up with it. I mean, I can't really think of anything right now, but I feel like you could do more with that.
They tried to do something with him and Mona, and then in season 5, they have him run off like a little bitch.
He's like the one who saved the day that one time. He was a big important plot device, and then he was done. Like he did his job, and now what's left for him?
I like it. It's super funny. I love it.
Flashback to murdering ass Wario during seasons 1 through 3, especially 3. The sound effects are great. It's like if I'm eating, it's popcorn eating material. Yeah, like the movie Lucy with the animals giving birth scene. I was in the theater watching that, and I was like, okay, well this is great. I just put my popcorn down. It's exactly like that. Like
Shut up.
PTSD from that movie Lucy. I swear to God, I don't know why people like it.
I do think this was a good way to open the season. It's like it was kind of like the old days, but it's also confusing as hell because they had their powers and all.
Yeah.
And I like the little transition they do here.
Wait a minute. Didn't we lose our powers?
What? Woo!
That's like one of the few examples of like I like the dream sequence fake out. That's normally awful, but I like how they did it.
It's just like setting up the synopsis for the season is all. It's fine.
Yeah.
And I like the idea.
Richie, clean your fucking room.
It's not nice.
Yeah, my room looks like shit. I shouldn't talk. Oh yeah, this was dark.
What was this?
Pauline. You remember what they do with Pauline?
No.
That's Claudia's first appearance.
Mm-hmm.
She's in all the other stuff after this. Pauline's into some freaky shit.
You sold a 6-acre 5-story mansion for flash drives? Yeah, now I'll never run out of memory.
Remember, Luigi's the smarter one, the everyman.
That was like
group.
out of nowhere stupidity for him.
Yeah.
I don't get it. What's the joke? Like they didn't think of anything. This flash drives.
It's out of character for him too.
I've actually been cutting down on pasta. I was gonna say, you've been looking better. Thanks.
Reference to Richie's life in the Fat Lane.
And this set up Liquid coming back, which was unnecessary. And it was just redone pretty much at the end.
To be fair, he is so uninterested in the movie that I was like down for this. Yeah, let's like actually do something with him.
I was down, but then they didn't really do much with it, and it was just disappointing.
You're right. They repeat the scene.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I'm talking about like now that we know what happened. Like it's just they gave him a wig though. That's new.
He does have a wig this season.
Didn't they do a thing with Snake though, like turning him into old Snake, right? That's something.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
They go nowhere with it because in season 5 they just turn him not into an old man anymore. They do a fake out with his death. They should have honestly just like kept him as an old man for half the season and then had him die in a dramatic fight or something. Would have added consequence. I understand it's a silly show, but it was a season that took itself seriously. I like the poop jokes.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, DK's such a dick, he should fucking die at some point, don't you think? For not getting her chocolate.
In fact, I'm gonna be really disappointed if this show doesn't end with DK dying.
I hope that happens, man.
They're just chocolates, right?
No, they're medical chocolates.
Medical chocolates?
That's so stupid. See, remember what happens to Pauline now?
Oh, yeah. So how'd she come back? Oh wait, yeah, that's right. Ganondorf, right? He brought her back as like a villain.
That's just two fucked up things Mario did in a row. Granted, this one was
That's
an
actually
accident.
a really good idea for a Pauline arc for a show. It's really good, actually. Bringing her back as the villain.
What happened to Orgina? Let's just say we had some creative differences. And what
That's the
we
same
noticed-
thing Dane said to
well,
Richie.
She wanted me to stop wearing
I used a Geodude and nothing popped out but a rock.
I like that line, like it makes you think like the Geodude probably did come out, and he didn't think it was a Geodude. He just left the Geodude out in the wild, I guess, released it.
I like how the Pokemon thing isn't even, like, consistent with the beacon because it only affected people in that cave. It's just the Pokemon never fucking work in this, except for one scene of the movie.
There's so much yelling in this season. Everyone's yelling.
You have to try, Ness. I've just got
Okay, relax.
Nintendo console comes out. You know,
Oh, this is when the Wii U wasn't even announced yet. And this is like a completely unnecessary scene, too.
They're just reestablishing that Ness doesn't have his powers. There's a fart.
Why couldn't Ness just be rare in the season? Like, not really with the gang like he is right now. Like, he should just be in the forest, like, meditating throughout most of the season and being there for, like, answers. He should be that wise character in the kid's body. Like, that's what makes him interesting, in my opinion.
Yeah, I really don't like Ness from here on out.
We're not in front.
That was a good joke.
Yeah.
And take this for the road.
And there's a not so good joke.
3 shots of a fart joke.
Where is my $10,000?
what are you talking about?
Just shaking his finger up his neck. Is this a character they took from GTA?
I think so, yeah.
I love the idea of, like, a small arc of the Mario Brothers getting into the Mafia. You think there'll ever be an official Mario game where the Mario Brothers get part of the Mafia?
Yeah.
That'd be neat.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe Nintendo will do that, Zach.
Oh, thanks for delivering, guys. We've got to put this on the black market tomorrow.
A baseball bat on the black market, of course.
Luigi with the camera.
You know, a less suspicious way of getting up to the car would be not walking very suspiciously like they were. Possibly lose the hat, I don't know, you wear it all the time. People might say, hey, you're that one guy who wears that hat that no one else wears but you. But, I love Max Payne. I feel like he should have been in Season 5. He, like, just monologued out loud and was just so weird.
He could have replaced Snake if they, like, properly killed him off and had some sort of impact.
Yeah. Julian did a lot of bleaching for his hair this season.
He did.
Yeah, Mona, can we go out sometime?
Wario's an incel.
What a fucking beta.
What's with that angle? The lighting just changed. It got later. There's Luigi with the camera. Again. A lot of that. They weren't even, like, trying to hide it.
Listen, man, it's a web series.
They weren't even trying.
Heck off.
I didn't notice it nearly as much in older seasons.
It's pain! Get it! Oh, crap! I said.
So stupid. They shouldn't have cut back to the Mario Brothers there. I would have loved it for it to continue.
They are completely innocent. Signed, Ash Ketchum.
Such a lame way to write a character off. Honestly, I feel like doing nothing would have been better than doing that.
I want to tell him the deals are for Best Buy, but I choose less cheesy words. Maybe you can go to hell.
I think that was about as corny, if not more corny.
He did it.
I know you talk like an idiot.
That's just kind of funny coming from one of Austin's characters.
That's the funniest death.
And then I say nothing as I walk away.
I would love if you just heard him continuing to narrate as he walked off screen. And his voice.
His voice faint.
Yeah.
He goes away.
Hey Mario, stop sitting on your butt! I asked you what we should do hours ago.
Why don't you think of something?
No way! You have to come up with something.
Fine, let's go to the movies.
Awesome, sounds good.
What do you want to see?
I don't know, you think of something.
Why do I have to think of everything?
Oh, I don't know, because usually when you're not being lazy as crap, you come up with some good ideas.
What? Who's this?
Could have just been they had one line each and then the door knocked out. I mean,
Can't you, speak English?
Obviously, he can't. Why would you think that? What a great scene. What a great addition. That added so much. This episode's 12 minutes. You could have cut that 30 seconds out. People... Fuck.
you know, I complained about Mario World of being like a lot of standing around doing nothing but talking, but I mean, at times during this season, Season 5, they kind of do the same.
I like the idea of this episode. I think they could be talking a little more.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a scene where dialogue would be good.
Yeah. I feel like you could replace some of the characters that were more serious, like the guy with the cowboy hat, and like get some oddballs in there, some very odd personalities that are fun reactions for the other characters. Because that's what makes really fun, memorable characters.
I kind of like what they go with here. They've got like kind of like a redneck guy, a cowboy, and an elegant guy.
I feel like the rich guy, the blonde rich guy, is a fun character.
I agree.
He's fine. It's just they didn't give him that much to do. What if one of them like had their child on the side just watching? Backstory could have been like the dad just took the kid from the mother on the way to like some other state. He just brought him to a poker game to get the money they need.
Do I look like I've lost my mind?
Yes.
See, I like this.
Now again, if there was a child here,
That'd be funny.
Gentlemen! Goodbye.
I love that.
I know apples help digestion, but that's not really my.
what a great
Good job.
side plot for this
I
episode.
like it a lot. I like this a lot. This is the double A episode of Makal and Zatch, by the way. I've always drink alcohol during these, but I'm just drinking some coffee for this one. Ha ha, he can't get it open. Reference to channel reviews.
Oh yeah, thanks. Do not play the clip in the if you're keeping this gag in this moment. Here's your daily dose of people yelling at each other, this time over sucking. Haha.
You're right with the yelling, jeez.
I love how Luigi can't even put into words how frustrated he is. He just yells. Like that to me is legitimately hilarious.
Don't you think we should be trying to get Snake his money?
Nah, in fact, I think he forgot all about it.
I like that. That's funny. Poor like Wario is just trying to help in every instance he can, and he didn't have nothing to do with it happening.
Yeah. He's the innocent grandson that's trying his best. You could have totally done a stereotypical old man who's a war veteran kind of thing, like back in my day in the war. And it works for this character too. So
I would love to hear him like with a cane saying, "Oh, to be young again."
Ooh, sorry about that. Ugh, Wario! I'm trying.
You know what? I think Kevin Chamberlain brought this up in his review. The farting would. I don't think it would be funny, but it would be funnier if they just got like actual fart sounds and not just. I think what would make a fart joke funny is it sounding disgusting.
I don't like when it sounds disgusting. You know, like in episode 1 when it went out, it was drawn out.
Like I think something like I guess that's where we disagree. I feel like the negativity of it being just something disgusting is what makes it funny. And again, I don't love those types of jokes, but I'd say something like Shrek does a lot better.
I don't know what really makes a fart joke. It could just be like the timing and the unexpectedness. I don't know. But it's definitely not done well here, is all I know. I know there have been times where, like, in this year, maybe one time I laughed, but I don't remember why. But I know it happened, so I know it's possible.
I think the Queefin episode of South Park is funny, but not really because the sound effect.
Could be the type of character that does it.
I don't know. I think it's all about context.
There's a science to it. I think there's a science to it. We just don't know the formula. What if Professor Oak and Old Snake had like an old man arc thing, like as best buddies, and then when Snake reverted back to young, it's like Professor Oak lost his friend.
That'd be funny too. I do question like how much thought they put into this, you know? It feels like they miss a lot of opportunities for good jokes.
I mean, events and situations in and of themselves are what make the jokes better, and like, I mean, I can think of like some stuff with the Mario Brothers, of course, getting to the Mafia, and Wario and Luigi doing the gambling thing.
It's always stereotypical to say I think I could do it better, but I kind of do think I could do it better.
You could. I mean, we're already giving ideas that, like, they would be fun. They would be fun to do. Rather than just everyone talking on their couch. And Ness and Yoshi talking, like, and just in general, those two talking. Like, why do we need a scene of them two talking?
There's been some zingers in the season so far. I've laughed a good bit. It's just it does feel like a lot of time is being wasted.
From Mona?
Oh, there's the line. Ha ha ha. They make it like a documentary.
I forgot this.
I wish that the entire thing was kind of filmed like a mockumentary, though, not just the interview parts. The rest of it's just kind of filmed like a standard episode. Like, they could have made jokes if there being a cameraman there. Like, it could have been, like, Brock or something filming. Like, they yell at the cameraman, then it cuts to Brock filming himself upset.
Yeah, He just takes the camera into the woods. He's like building a campfire and all that. It's like a whole other side plot of just like Brock with his camera. By the end of it, the camera people find the camera and they add it into this.
I like Waluigi wearing a scarf around his neck, being really pretentious. Oh man, I didn't like this one either. There were parts that I liked, but...
The idea was funny, the mockumentary.
There were some funny parts. That's all this season is so far. It's just a couple of funny parts.
It was more of just, oh, they're trying to do something. Oh, there's a problem. Because Mario's in control. He's the control freak. Oh, we're gonna do another thing. Oh, someone doesn't like it.
Let's see how the second half goes. I was giving this like season a lot of props at the beginning of this.
Oh, this is the, nice. Yeah, I like this one. I thought it was a good idea for an episode, and not only that, I think it was done well.
We need to work on that accent.
Yeah, we need to work on that accent. It kind of sounds like you're not Italian and you're just doing an impression badly. This is kind of a nice tie-in to one of the games, though Mario is missing.
Whoever played Yoshi, man, oh man.
Kevin.
They did this a lot this season. You see Yoshi's face just staring at the ground like this is my life now. I like this little shot right here. That's like the coziest looking couch. And a very intimate couch too.
Why do you want your couch that close to the staircase?
Does it offend you that the couch is near the staircase?
I'm just looking for stuff to complain about. Honestly, this episode's good.
I like this episode. I honestly don't
good.
find that much wrong with it.
I'm just making sarcastic comments. I actually do like this one so far. It doesn't feel like they're wasting time.
It's a very nice what if episode.
Yeah.
And I actually do think normal Mario and Don have good chemistry.
The mushrooms! I was supposed to pick some up!
Mushrooms? Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah. Windows Movie Maker, that transition.
What about me? What about us? I thought I completed you!
I've known you for a day. What about us?
No problem.
No problem.
That was their thing. They said no prob.
It was nice and wholesome.
Memory? If you had a memory problem, I could have let you borrow a flash drive.
Hey, it came back.
They caught us off guard by attacking us one by one. It was like they knew where and when we were going to be.
See, Ness works better here explaining shit rather than trying to be funny. This should have been his first appearance in the season. He should have joined them when Mario went missing.
Like, I'm sorry I didn't foresee this coming, you know, something, but I'm here now, I'm here to help, you know, something like that. I love how they continued this in, like, I think it was episode 75. Like, what happened with Ganondorf and everything, it was really cool. This whole scene spanned into 3 different seasons. Or, you know what I mean, Operation Blindstorm a season and the other season, yeah.
I will need to do the transfer.
Will you still have your powers?
No, in order to get our powers back in full, Waluigi must give us everything he has. And then he would go into a coma while his powers recharge.
That's interesting. They don't really explain it. I mean, I don't have a big issue with it, but why does he have to be asleep to get his powers back? Or, I don't know.
I find it okay, because, you know, Waluigi's now like this kind of bridge to connect the first 2 halves of the seasons, and he's just this thing to help move the plot forward. Compared to, like, in the past, like, I feel like he's more important now than he has ever been, so...
Yeah.
I'm A-okay with it.
Whoa! My psychic powers!
Whoa!
Doesn't test him, doesn't do it, he just feels it.
Whoa! I mean, at least a cool hum or sound effect or something. This transfer...
Oh my god. They did
I know.
digital zoom.
Yeah. I know. I noticed that when I was younger and I didn't like it then. Also, I didn't like the explanation for Richie being lazy, not putting in a sound effect. Like, he's self-aware, but, like, at the same time, still lazy.
Just not bringing attention to it would have been better. I like the music here.
They're gonna kiss, or?
I remember liking the lighting in this scene with the sunset. Like, it's a bit overexposed, maybe some...
The white balance on Wario's shirt is a bit much, but other than that.
But it's, like, still nice looking.
Waluigi's in a coma. Why don't you tell your conspiracy crap to someone who will listen?
And then why is Wario randomly being a dick to Snake? Is it because of the beacon? Maybe it's because of the beacon. You know, cameraman, maybe turn over a little bit so you're not in the shadow.
They're just little shits.
I shit-talked this, but I'm laughing at it more than anything else.
I think it's great. All 3 of them they're great. Their dynamics, it works, yeah.
It's picking up. This is better. This is all better.
I get triggered when people pronounce him as Ryu. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, they make a joke about that in Season 5.
Ryu here!
Wait a minute, are we saying Ryu now?
Of course. Just like we always have.
Here we come!
If I don't get out of this bind, it'll be the end of me.
Die!
I must focus all of my
I love how it's the same shot, like they always start and end at the same place. I love it, it's so stupid.
I never noticed that. That's like such a good joke, too.
It is,
It's like a good visual gag. Yeah, they start doing anime in season 4. What the fuck? Is this DeviantArt?
I never used it. I glanced at it a few times for various things, but never stuck around.
Do you want me to educate you?
Yeah, sure. Let's edumacate. Let's do it.
It's a fetish on DeviantArt to have a character get really fat.
Oh, I love this backstory. It's so...
I love it. It's so funny. He's just such a sad character. I like Zubashi as a villain. I feel like maybe after season 4 he should have been done, but I thought he was funny this season.
I love how the ninjas not only just appear, but they're just in people's houses.
Throughout the whole seasons,
just being annoying.
One of the great details throughout the whole season, the ninjas are just everywhere now. Like, it's consistent.
They're just doing things.
Yeah. And then Garrett eventually goes off to play the one talented ninja that actually has, like, any form of skill at all. That's a pretty good shot. I like it. I'm a fan. Why is he wearing socks? That's a lot of mustard.
To be fair, when I get out of the shower, I put on socks right away before I go out. Because I don't like to touch the floor with my bare feet.
That's weird. I always walk around barefoot.
Weird.
Where's Donkey Kong?
I don't know. I think I saw him dancing over there.
This is a good addition. Also, I don't think you can see the mailbox from there.
I was gonna say, yeah. I'm totally fine with this side plot.
I'm more okay with it now. I think back then I saw it as filler, but I mean, I like these guys more, comedy-wise.
This should have been Stupid Pokemon Friends, like a side plot in that, you know?
Yeah.
It works. Man, DK had such a life before his death.
Wait, is this a thing? What? I don't remember this at all.
It didn't really go anywhere. He kind of just left for a bit and came back.
Are they just trying to come up with an excuse for DK to not be around?
DK should have been mourning this whole season, and it should have been hilarious. Okay.
That would have been funny. Would have given him an excuse to not help them, you know?
He's just depressed the entire season. Just always in this sulking position.
They were doing that at first.
Crying with tissues everywhere. He always carries them around.
Look at the funny things Matt is doing in the background. Haha.
He tries to go on a date, but it doesn't work out. You know, just all these things happen. I feel like the ninjas shouldn't have been in this scene, but the other one. Oh, there's the finger.
I like the idea of, like, keeping it consistent throughout the show that the ninjas are they're just there now.
But I feel like it just kind of ruins the, what they're trying to do in this scene with the seriousness, you know?
It kind of reminds me of some video games where after a certain point, you see a lot of the same enemy in different locations, like after you open a gate or something. Like in Oblivion, for example, after you open after you close the first gate to Oblivion, you consistently see monsters from that world in your world. I'm trying to think of another example. That's kind of just like a good video game thing, too.
I'm just saying for that scene.
These 3 episodes have been a lot better than the first half. I honestly forgot, like, a lot of this stuff, and I'm enjoying it. There's Mario. Mario was with them. What the fuck? He's a traitor.
Yeah, so This is where it all led up to.
That was stupid. Why? Why'd they do that? What was funny about that?
Let's have something happen and just talk about the fact that this is what happened to a character and never bring it up again.
But, like, I mean, I could get it if they did something funny with it, but they literally didn't even try to. They just said, hey, I can make you big money. And then he says, you'll never work here again. Those are the jokes. That's not funny. There's no... That was just writing stuff for the sake of writing stuff. What the fuck?
I heard that someone died over here recently.
Oh, you must mean Pauline!
Does that happen a lot?
More than I'd like to admit. Anyway, I'll be fine.
Why more than you would like to admit? Let the man mourn. I do like that. Wish me luck, Waluigi, and then they make it stupid.
I think they just made DK retarded. That's his arc. Why does Professor Oak keep a whole box of Pampers in his living room? Alright.
I do think it's getting a little old with them. That one wasn't as good.
We'll see what else they do. Such an anime thing to do with the band-aids on the face.
You did, however, fail with the bees. You were supposed to steal the honey from 20 beehives without getting stung.
Why without getting stung? I love that. That's such a psychopath thing to do. Ha!
What if we actually see them on a date? Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, that could be fun. You're right. But no, I like the scenes where they just sit in the car and talk about doing things.
A first date would have been a great idea.
That could have been an episode. Have that as the episode, and the training with the other guys is like a subplot, and they even get angry at Wario for not showing up, and then they go to their date. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, what? They just ruined the whole date.
Yeah.
Like right before like a kiss or something.
That could be a part where like fucking Snake making a poop joke could actually work.
I want like an old character to come back, like someone that like they failed at some point, like the last time we saw them, and like this time we see them, they're now a waiter, like they're like low end. Not to like insult anyone who's a waiter, of course, but like, you know, like the stereotype of like waiters who are like, you know, kind of like bottom of the barrel kind of jobs, kind of thing. Like they're just depressed about their life. They wish they achieved more.
I hear ya.
Oh, okay, you know, I didn't like where Snake was playing that gun.
Yeah,
He should be
I know,
more careful.
Maybe move
He
that
should
gun.
know. It's the old age getting to him, man. Just doesn't care anymore.
He's just senile and accidentally shoots Ness.
No, God, no, not more anime, no!
I like the recurring joke of Snake hating anime.
You will now watch 50 episodes of Bleach!
Oh my god!
He really hates anime.
This is just a bunch of talking. They're not doing anything.
You can have these, just have them also surrounded by funny situations that they're in. You know, have stuff going on for them. And then they get to stuff like this.
Is it finally time?
Time. Oh, there's Mario and Luigi. They're both traitors.
What?
They're in the reflection of the sunglasses, hats and all. Very clearly.
Almost every time I see Zubashi, I just think of the Where a Show blooper.
We're a show, 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 we're a show.
We interrupt this episode for absolutely no
What?
reason.
This is
They should have done more stuff like this. They used to do in the older seasons.
This feels very like season 2 or 3. I really hate this.
Yeah, this was stupid.
I mean, it's been bad for a while now. It was going uphill, and now it's like worse than what.
Oh wait, yeah, this was just an excuse to get in the other costume, right?
There's a creative way you could think to do that.
What if during their first date he met a biker gang?
That
and
could
he
be
got
funny.
hooked up into that, and then that transitioned him to getting a new costume. Could have been all badass and everything.
I've got poopy diarrhea in my stomach!
A warrior must never have diarrhea.
That was so bad. Oh my god.
DK's doing just fine after the death of Pauline, like absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did deserve to die, you know what?
Yeah. No,
What a dick. It was coming.
Link came back. Freaking Luigi came back in Mario World because the Phoenix thing. Every character that's died came back to life except Donkey Kong.
But he died in Plumber Night Season 2, technically, so technically he didn't come back forever.
Not that version of Luigi. That's a different timeline, remember? Stupid Mario World actually has the same timeline logic as Avengers Endgame.
So what you're saying is that they did stuff before Marvel did. First the Captain America saying a language thing with Luigi saying it to Wario, and then the timeline stuff.
They did that spin shot before Avengers did it.
You know what? We're gonna sue Marvel. We're gonna help Richie out.
Richie does steal the shawarma scene though. Jeez. Alright, 59. Here we go.
You ready?
Fuck. I didn't think
3,
it got bad this
2.
early. I was wrong. I thought 4 was good. There's good parts in 4, but as a whole, I do not like it. I do not like it at all.
I knew what I was getting myself into. I knew
had-
there's like a few things like
I had fond memories of
the
it.
halfway point, but
I liked it when I was younger. I remember there being a little bit of filler, but I didn't feel like the whole thing was filler, but it is.
Oh, yeah.
It all is. Like, there's...
Season 5 was just a bit more of this, though, like
Yeah.
a lot of what we're complaining about, but like, yeah. Season 4 is still guilty.
At least Season 5 is episode 75. I'll say for that reason, Season 5 actually is better than Season 4. Unless episode 75 ends up sucking. It's been a long time since I saw that. But I remember rewatching that one a million times. I'm sure I'll like that still, but who knows?
That you both equally very much suck big time.
Yeah, who could have guessed this was the direction they were going in?
This whole thing that spanned a bunch of episodes should have just been one episode of stupid Pokemon Friends.
They should have just made it one episode of this season. They could have had better pace and actually showed them doing some of the tasks.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a lot funnier, but I guess time, you know? That could have been a good episode. I hate all the cutting back and forth. I hate you so much that even banana peels hate you. That was a blooper.
One guy who just uses Magikarps and then lowers my PP!
They already made that joke in an older episode.
Why, Ken? Why?
If you hadn't butt in, she would still be with
Rose before hose, man.
I'll find her. You've done enough.
What the fuck?
Argue with me, Zach. Blair's another character that goes absolutely nowhere.
You know, when I was younger, I thought he was pretty cool and important. When I think about it now, like watching this, like, he was pretty quick. He didn't really do anything.
Yeah, what has he done so far? He had 2 scenes where he was standing.
I think he's worse than Ganondorf, in my opinion. He really didn't do anything. I will defend that. I will defend that.
I'm not sure.
Ganon was cool during that one point when they invaded Ganon's place, and Ganon was really cool there.
The only thing I can say
not just the final episode.
Ganondorf does say a lot of stuff that doesn't make any sense, though.
Wario's so happy after cracking someone's neck.
Was this supposed to be a fight? It's more like a beating.
We're just as bad as season 4, just yelling and making noises.
That's what.
Oh God.
That's what we've been influenced to do. It's Richie's fault, not ours. Don't blame us. Blame Rich Alvarez.
Not only have the things we're commentating towards gone down, but also the commentators themselves.
Blah! Snake! I'm your brother!
Brother!
Again, like, I really like the fact that there's 3 or 4 fights going on in this episode, and it just keeps cutting to each other.
Yeah, but none of the fights are that good.
Shit, I got an ad. Wait, hold on, I got an ad.
What? You got an ad?
What do you want?
The designated location is over this way.
Ah!
So it's your friend who's gonna save the survivors, huh? Sure have a lot of faith in him.
You two are supposed to be at the shelter.
What do you mean?
Don't tell me you both didn't make it.
Shelter? You know my family couldn't afford it.
I gave up my spot for you.
We're all gonna die soon. There's no escaping that. Either those things are gonna get us, or we're gonna live long enough to see ourselves die of the disease.
People with short attention spans just watching one fight doesn't get old. They're at least cutting back and forth from each one's. It's nice. I remember apart from like this one and the Mario and Blair fight, like it was cool with the music going on. I really liked it. It's like they improved from just like one episode of Mario vs. Nox Decius at the end of season 2, you know, it's something.
I love how in season 5 they try to find an explanation for this. Oh, he dyed his hair red because he was becoming more like Mario, and Mario's associated with the color red.
It's just a really bold decision that, like, if you were this confident in wanting to do it, you should have known 100% you were going to do it.
You shouldn't have backed out, yeah, it's just kind of a silly thing now.
They just made Darkness a clown.
That was supposed to be fucking Krusty the Clown, and I accidentally did Woody the Woodpecker.
Who the heck are you? You can call me Darkness.
Just imagine being a kid playing with a football, and then this weird guy with makeup on comes up to you.
Imagine doing nothing but throwing a ball up like a foot in the air and catching it, and that's what you do with your time.
We live in a society, John. Let me ask you a question, John. Do you believe in God, John? Nothing is impossible if you believe in magic.
John.
I'll do whatever you want, just
give me that power! Why does Darkness want to explain all this to him?
An entire episode for this.
Season finale, too.
What if there was like an intermission kind of episode in between seasons and this was what it was? Just like Darkness kind of talking to the audience fourth wall and explaining things. Why does it have to be part of the actual season? How long are we in this episode? Wow, 5 minutes.
I wish every Return of the Darkness came with an explanation, but every time it doubles in size. Up to the point where there's like a whole 3 hours of Darkness explaining how he's back.
I mean, I like the idea of hyping up, like, oh, there's armies on their way, and they're led by Ganon. Like, that's cool.
But there's a fun way you can do it with, like, visuals, and not just Darkness talking.
Because, like, it opens, like, It was all cool. It was all talk, yeah, but like the next season opens on like this really cool sunset looking scene and the fighting going on. I don't know.
You see, Mario, after I died, I transferred my spirit into the grass, which was eaten by a cow. Then I was shot out by the cow. Then I formed soil and I grew back into grass. There he is. Yeah, that wasn't very good at all.